Howdy, y'all. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. That's so. So whoever's in here, hello, hello, hello. Howdy, Julie. Howdy, howdy. Nice. Whoa. Give me some glasses. Let's see what everybody's doing. Let's see. What time is it? 6 o'clock here. It's 9 o'clock everywhere else. Probably working. Maybe working. Maybe not working. Oh, there he is. Look. Oh, the crib corner talk. Yeah, we talk about whatever we want here, sir. You can talk about the critters if you want. You can talk about latest current events, making dinner. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Water, let's see, water moccasins. Roy, something to worry about? Or yes, yeah, water moccasins, poisonous. Yes, you don't want to play with them. They'll put you in the hospital. So yes, be careful. Bravo, what's up? What you making, Julie? Yes, water moccasin, also known as cottonmouth. So yes, poisonous. Don't want to get bit. I worked from 10:30 to about 2:38 to 8. Took a nap. Now I'm only taking 2 runs. All right. Well, that's good. Taking working myself today. Ah, well, that's good. Well, that's good. How you been, Bravo? Everything good? What are we having for dinner, Julie? What are we eating, Julie? You sound work yourself to death. Let's see, grilled steaks, mashed potatoes, and corn on the cob. Excellent, excellent. That sounds like some 4th of July type food because that's coming up here soon. Excellent. Dylan, what's up? Dylan, what is your opinion on Roe versus Wade? Oh, so you want to jump right into the good stuff then. It is what it is. There's never been a constitutional right for it. So they did what they were supposed to do. There was never a constitutional right to kill your babies. So they put it back to where it belonged, which was the state. So that's what it should be. Follow the law. It's all about following the law. It has nothing to do with in the Constitution. It's all about the law. Doesn't matter what the decision was made. As long as they made it according to the law, the decision was made according to the law. That's all that matters. Now, whether people believe it or not, or want to believe that they did the right thing, well, they don't. Most people don't care about the law. They don't care. They just care about their feelings, and that's how it is. If women want to go out and still kill their babies, they're still allowed to do that. It's their choice. They still get to go out and kill their babies if they want. So, it is what it is. The constitutional right was based on the right to privacy. Yeah, but there's no constitutional right. It was a flawed argument. It was a flawed. That's why I got overturned because it was flawed. It was. There's nothing in the Constitution that says you can go out and kill babies. So how many people do you even know exactly what the Rover says Wade judgment was? Probably most don't. Most don't. Because there was a case after that, Casey, which was also part of the judgment. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It came up as a court case. They listened to it. They did what they did. There's nothing in the Constitution that says you can kill your babies, and it's up to the state. That's how it goes. That's according to the 10th Amendment. So that's how it goes. But if, you know, they can still go out and kill their babies if they want. So I don't know why they're all freaking out. But it is what it is. House is fine. House is fine. No problems here. House is all good. Everything's running well. Everything's doing well. The only thing is now, yeah, it's just my mom having to put everything back that was in boxes. But other than that, it's fine. It's going well. Are in the house now. I didn't realize. Yes, I'm in the house now. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we've been here since what? Been what? 2 weeks now? Let's see. I got back in here not this last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before last. So been here almost 2 weeks. Over 2 weeks. I think the last day at the hotel was the 15th or some shit. 12th or some shit. The funny thing is, all these my body, my choice people are the same ones that are all about the vaccine mandates. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's all everything's pick and choose, bro. We know how that goes. Everything's pick and choose. So why do I look like I got a lazy eye and shit? Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? Yeah, it's all about pick and choose. So it's like everything. People only give a shit about their one thing, and that's all that matters. You know, they don't look at the grand scheme of things. It's all about, well, this one affects me directly, so it's the most important one, and it's the only one I care about. So that's what it is. You know, and it actually doesn't directly do the fact that what really is, how should I say this? The sad part about it is, do you think abortion is murder? You're killing babies, yes. You're killing babies. Hey, Drone, what's up? You're killing babies. They're babies. You know, so yeah, it's no different than you would be charged with murder. If you run into a pregnant lady and she loses her baby, you're convicted of murder. So it's no damn different. So what's the difference? Because she's doing it, it's not considered murder, or a doctor's doing it, it's not considered murder. It's still you're still killing a baby. You're still killing a life. So the sad part about it is it's like nobody is talking about prevention. The prevention. You have all these things out there to prevent it, but that's not what everybody cares about. They all care about a surgical procedure. You know, if it's about women's health and worrying about women's health, but you have all these other preventative measures to prevent it from happening, but you're more concentrated on a medical procedure that in turn is more dangerous, can lead to future issues, which are being able to have reproductive situations in the future. You're more worried about than the preventive measures. That's what's fucking crazy to me. That is what's fucking crazy to me. You know, some people need abortion because of rape. They're 12. Yes, but there are medical exceptions for all this. So that's what people don't seem to understand is that most states have medical exemptions for these specific situations. And less than 1% of abortions done in the United States are because of that reason. So you still got 99 other percent of abortions not being done for those specific reasons. So and that's crazy. And all this stuff there is data on all this stuff. So it's not like, you know, people are just making up these numbers. There's actual data out there to support these numbers. So, but my whole thing is people are more concerned with the medical, like an actual medical procedure that can presumably kill you, can cause reproductive issues in the future, than looking at the preventative maintenance or the preventative shit. That's what's fucking crazy to me. You know, bro, there's always been medical exemptions. Yeah, there's always been medical exemptions. Exactly. So it's not like if that's the case that they can't do it. They're not banned from doing it. Mostly all states have exceptions for situations like that, like the mother's gonna possibly die, certain ectopic pregnancies. All that shit's out there. So you know, so. Well, everybody knows how it happens. Jesus Christ, they try to teach that shit to 10-year-olds nowadays. So people know how it happens. You take a cream pie, there's a risk you're getting pregnant. So it's not rocket science. But the preventative, nobody even bothered to look into preventative stuff. It's it is what it is. Then you got the gun ruling. Everybody losing their shit about the gun ruling. So I wish the left really. My biggest thing is the left just don't want to just own up to your shit. Just own it. Just own it. It's like they try to just like play semantics with everything. Just own it. If you want to go out there and let people kill their babies, just say that. We want to kill our babies. It's simple. Say it. I want to kill my babies. We believe in the Second Amendment, but blah, blah, blah. Just say you don't. Just say you don't believe in it. You want to take people's guns away. Just own the shit. Quit playing semantics. That's the biggest problem with the left. They always want to play fucking semantics. Just own up what the fuck it is, What's up, Mr. Jones? What's up? What's up, Upper Manitoba? Yeah, it's just own up to the shit. Like, you want to kill babies? Just say we want to kill babies. We want to have the option to kill our babies. There, done deal. Quit fucking playing semantics with shit. You don't want people having guns? Just say it. We don't want people having guns. Quit trying to say, we believe in the Second Amendment, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, it's bullshit. Just own your shit. Oh, we're just talking about the Supreme Court stuff. Well, you don't even have to really put the dick down, bro. Like, it's not even that. There are preventive maintenance. You got Plan B, condoms, swallow it, take it in the ass. There's many other ways you can prevent not having babies. You know what I'm saying? There's many other ways. So, what's up, Payman? Hey, what's up, Roman?
Yeah, good. Yeah. That's it.
How does it affect hermaphrodites? I guess that depends on that. Like, what are they more? Are they more male than female? Or I don't. That shit don't even. Yeah, there's plenty of it. It's not like you have to put the dick down. It's like there are preventive maintenance or measures that you don't even have to go as far as having surgery to do that shit. And that's the one thing nobody's talking about.
Hey, that's going to be sucks. People going to complain a lot.
Point is, everyone knows how to get pregnant. Yeah, everybody knows how you get pregnant. Well,
yeah.
They know, but do they? Shit. You got people nowadays supposedly don't know what a woman is. So, that corny ass shit goes.
Yeah. 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 That's going to be sucks for the justice system. People go to sue.
It sucks about the justice system. What do you mean?
I mean, it's they're moving to other state, like to get the abortion.
You mean they have to go to another state for an abortion? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. It's better if you don't want have kids, don't have kids then.
Well, it boils down to taking responsibility for your actions. What it boils down to.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in and jump back out, but yeah, that's ridiculous, bro. That's some fucking media shit. You're gonna have to go to another state for abortion. That's the same shit that I was just talking about with the Roe versus Wade. Nobody knows what the fucking case is. They think the case was a decision on abortion. It was on. It was related to abortion, but the case decision wasn't whether abortion was legal or not. Abortion's still going to be legal in the states. The only problem
yeah,
is you can't be a promiscuous whore and get a fucking abortion in your state now. Now, if you're a mother or not a mother, if you're a girlfriend, a wife, anything that gets pregnant, and the doctor says you have a medical risk, you have bad kidneys, bad heart, approved. You got raped, approved. So that's horseshit that they're saying about. Oh, you can't get
yeah.
a abortion in a state. Now, all these states, even the ones
No,
that are like
no, that's not
Utah,
true. That's not true.
No,
There are trigger. There's 26 states that have trigger laws that go into effect as soon as it's overturned. Missouri was the first one. Missouri has had a ban on fucking abortion since 1862. So yes, it's banned in Missouri. So you're
but
not
there's
allowed to do
medical
it in Missouri.
exemptions. There's medical exemptions, correct, Roy? Rape and all that,
n-
correct? Liver,
no,
come on.
I'm
no.
There,
I don't know
there's
the
no way.
exact, but it is banned
There's
in
no way.
Missouri. So.
In Texas,
But
I
I'm
know
sure
this.
but
Yeah,
that's what
I
it
mean,
boils down to.
you can't go get it like a pack of cigarettes, but you
Yeah.
can. But again, like I said, like, dude, there's no doctor even in Missouri that's like, oh yeah, by the way, if she fucking has a baby full term, her kidneys are gonna fucking completely give out on her. They're not gonna death sentence people like that. That's what I'm saying. People that need abortions are gonna be able to get them. It's the
Yeah.
people that want to
Yeah,
just be loose people and shit, men and women, because it takes two to tango. This
yeah,
this
yeah,
is this hopefully is going to be a wake up call for some men with no morals too.
Not really. Not really. Because like you said, if they want to get one, they can get one. It's not okay, so
Okay.
let's say Nevada bans it. Let's say it's banned in Nevada. Drive to California. It's done. So, people drive to California just to go to the beach. They really want to get an abortion, they'll drive to California for that. That's no big deal. So
yeah. Also, I know in Texas, there's a clause that they like the cops or law something, they can do anything, but the citizen can sue the person who get the abortion and the doctor.
I don't know about the laws as far as that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Texas did something weird stuff, a loophole something. You guys can check it up. I know
I
that's why
don't know.
you guys
I don't know
saying.
the abating laws. I guess you would say if you're aiding and abetting in something illegal. I don't know that shit.
Yeah,
That's once again that's a state thing.
yeah,
So
no,
I don't know if you're driving an Uber and you take her to an illegal clinic, if you can be sued or face consequences. I don't.
yeah, yeah. It is state it sucks.
Push a button and get. Let's see. Push a button and get a ride to the clinic. Someone say, "Hey, how you doing? Howdy, 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 Dash and Grandpa. How you doing?" Willie Boots is right. Aborting a pregnancy was never out of the question. It meant the mother's life was at risk, regardless of legal terms. Yeah, most
I
states
like
all have exceptions.
yeah, I like Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones is like me. Like, I mean, we fit but don't fit in our states, man. See, I tell you why I think Jimmy and I get upset. Is Jimmy and I were I felt I was a true progressive. And then this wave of this socialist progressive shit came along. But if you really look at it, I mean, it's really been there. I don't know. If I start talking, I'm gonna get a little too much because I've been getting into the philosophers lately and shit. Because with times as trying as this, people should fucking look more into themselves and at the world, you know, in my opinion, with the philosophies.
At the end of the day, it just boils down to as long as they follow the rules of the law, that's all that matters with the decision. So that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like you said, if people want to kill their babies, they're going to find a way to kill their babies.
Yeah.
Like you said, punch them in the stomach. Fucking, there's all kinds of. So
Yeah.
it's what they want to do.
I don't like to say this, but people always find a way to do what they want
Exactly.
in the legal way or illegal way.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, as long as they follow the letter of the law, that's all that matters. Just like I said, I think you may be on to something, William. Amen. Yeah, it all boils down to morals. It's your morals. If you believe in killing your babies, then
Thank you, Payman.
it is. To me, I don't care. It doesn't. To me, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know,
But see, when you
if
start
that's what you
talking
want.
about but Roy, when you start talking about abortion, that gets into the thing. Because I'm like you are, do you, till you hurt other people. And then when you start getting into abortion, that's the question of whether you are hurting somebody else or not. And you obviously think that way, Roy. That's what you've said. But if you've noticed, I've discussed this without saying how I feel one way or other on the issue itself.
Well, of course, you're killing something. You're killing something. You know.
I was going to go left, but this dude's a little impatient behind me. I'm just going to let him go.
But as far as the morals and this, that about it, that's up to every individual. That's their individual thing.
But what do you think what I said earlier, Roy? What do you think? Because a lot of these people that are talking about my body, my choice on pregnancy are the same ones that are going to be these fucking forever maskers. And they're trying to talk about we need to get vaccine mandates. So,
well, that's because, like I said, that's because it didn't affect them directly. Like, it's like anything. Unless it affects you 100% directly, most people don't give a shit. So they'll allow shit to slide. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that boils down to.
Did they not see their own hypocrisy in that shit though?
Of course they don't. Of course they don't. Because I was saying earlier they don't because they don't look at it from a view of facts. They look at it from their emotional state. That's the problem. They don't. That's why I say they need to just man up and own it. You want to kill babies? Just say you want to kill babies. Quit fucking trying to beat around the bush. Oh, it's this reason. It's that reason. Oh, it's this. Just quit beating around the bush. It's all about their feelings. It has nothing to do with the facts of the matter. It's all about their feelings.
If you're not on government assistance, I'm sorry. I saw a rideshare source ask a question, who pays for abortion? And then I saw Uberman Tampa say it was a good question.
There's a lot of places that pay for it, like Planned Parenthood. They take donations.
I'll answer this. Unless
Starbucks is going to pay.
Unless it's some kind of state thing, assistance, insurance, or you apply for shit, you pay for it. You know what I'm saying? The people that fucking had the babies.
Well, Starbucks already said they'll pay the travel costs for any female that has to drive to go get one.
I mean, of course, dude. The corporations are becoming political, which is they always were, but it's outrageous. You know, I mean, I don't know. People just they forget movies like Rollerball and shit where corporations were running the world. They forget shit like Blade Runner where corporations were running the world, and they're letting it happen. Because again, it goes back to the thing of they put it out there, they make it seem like a movie, and people are like, "Oh, that can't happen," and it's fucking happening on their doorstep, right in front of them. I got to turn down a Little Caesars. Hang on.
Yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods said they would pay. Well, that's up to you. Depends on you and what you believe. If you don't believe in what they're doing, then don't shop there. Don't buy coffee from Starbucks.
Yeah, I like Uberman Tampa pointing out how AOC and Maxine Waters, two people who always want to talk about incitement and shit, but then it goes back to the hypocrisy, and then they want to start inciting people over shit.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something that's ridiculously stupid, but it always goes back to me when I get frustrated, and it's just the internal thought. And I know it's wrong. But if you look at the way that the government is run, and you look at the way that the government is run, but sometimes it's just funny to hear it. Is like, dude, was just like, why don't all these motherfuckers just we set aside a lot of land for them and they can go start Woketopia, you know? Let that and leave the fucking rest of us alone. But it's just never gonna be that way. Because even the because see, I think some of the people on the right and the conservatives are just as fucking ridiculous. You know, I think it's the political. It's not just the political machine. It's the societal machine, the human machine. Like that's what people don't understand, and they think like when they talk about people like me, they're like, well, I'm like, fuck the kids, fuck the future. I'm not like, no, fuck the kids, not fuck the future. But y'all are cocking shit up, trying to go for the bigger, better, faster, stronger, build the machine. And I'm telling you, whoa, 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 slow back the fucking machine and maybe commune with Mother Nature a little bit more or something. I'm not talking go back to caveman shit, you know, but I'm also not talking about how these people fucking put all this green shit into order. Like these green plans. I've stated it before and I'll state it again. I think you should perfect a technology till it's highly efficient and then put it into use in a larger scale. Electric cars, solar, not efficient. Not efficient yet. Hydro, efficient. So we put it in larger scale. But we're kind of fucking that up, and that goes to show without what's happening with you, Roy. Lake Mead and shit. All that Colorado shit.
Well,
Motherfuckers wanted to come out there.
that's because
Motherfuckers
people
wanted
have
to come.
that's because people have
What?
agendas, bro, and that's
Yeah.
everybody knows that there's no infrastructure, there's no real way for all this green shit they're trying to do to work immediately. You can't stop one industry and then all of a sudden have this new one that's not even been tested, not even everywhere. That's just stupidity, and that's where you get stupid people that voted for this shit because they don't have the common sense to know that shit. Like they don't live in the real world like some of us do. So, they think, oh yeah, let's save the trees, but
Well,
sometimes you gotta cut down trees to save trees. So that's the whole thing.
no, I got you.
But that's the thing. These people don't live. They just think with their, like I said, it's all about feelings. It's not about facts. It's about feelings. So these too many people feel with their feelings nowadays. Think with their fucking feelings and not their fucking and not the facts. I don't. That shit don't even. So yeah, and like Right Share Source, all these countries have the fucking materials that we need to make the batteries for these. So it's just ignorance. It's just ignorance. They're playing. They just pull on people's heartstrings because they think because people are too stupid to educate themselves. People are too stupid to educate themselves. So what easier way to push bullshit to other than to uneducated people? It's easy. You can fool an uneducated person. That's
I
all
mean,
it boils down.
the thing is too, like it's the thing is like I'm not about, like I said, I'm not about technology being better and more harmonious to the planet. I just made some fucking reference to Mother Nature and Gaia earlier, for Christ's sakes. But what I'm saying is too, like I said, once you've got the technology to a point that it's efficient, do it. Like one of the things, like they're all trying to give everybody these electric cars in America because everybody still needs to be greedy and they need to have their own shit. Whereas, like, man, if we're really starting to talk about wanting to cut some shit back, like a lot of these magnetic trains are fucking highly efficient right now. The fucking ones they use in Japan, like legitimately changing some things. Like, and again, like I reference Japan because Japan does the shit that America thinks they're doing. They take like, okay, America will sacrifice the rights and needs of a subculture of their section to benefit so-called the 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 better, but it's not the better, it's just another subculture section. Whereas Japan does shit that affects their whole culture, but then they're called back in the day, backwoods,
Yeah,
fucking
but you gotta also realize a lot of these countries they built the infrastructure for the shit that they've done. They've built the infrastructure. We don't build the infrastructure. We just make rules and do stupid shit without having the infrastructure built. Plus, you gotta remember, Japan is far from the size of the United States. So it's not even close to the size. And um, what's up, Robert? How you doing? Yeah, it's not even the same at the end of the day. So yeah, so can't compare the two. That's like trying to compare like Japan to the same size as Alaska and shit. You can't compare the two at all. Yeah, well, that's the problem. We started doing all that shit, but everybody wanted Joe Biden for president. That totally fucked all that up. Hey, Miss Kichi, how you doing? But Roy, the Second Amendment is part of a living contract and it can be changed. No, it's not a living contract. It's not a living contract, in my opinion. In the Second Amendment, it's yeah, I guess it can. I guess if you're trying to, if you want to try to change it, it could be changed, sure. But why would you? Why would you want to change it? Your inalienable rights, supposedly. Did they have the pizza you delivered with the message you wrote? The box. Yeah, he did. He complained. I guess he called last night and complained. Like, why is he complaining? He's the one that said draw something on the box. So I drew something on the box. Like, I don't know why he's complaining. He asked for it, so I did it. Like, what the fuck? Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, he ended up complaining though. So I don't know why you asked me to do it. You asked for it to be done. So that's customer service, right? You do what the customer asks, and then they want to bitch and complain about it. Fuck 'em. I don't think anything will come of it. But what's he gonna do? It's on his receipt. Draw something on the box. I drew something on the box. What do you want to complain about? Okay, cool. Where is your buddy Omer? Omer doesn't ever come in my shit, really. He's that one way type bullshit sometimes. He's probably working, or thought he said he had to go out to dinner or some shit. You know, it is what it is. So the bracelets are what they are. I haven't really done anything new with the bracelets. This is not designed to be changed. It says will not be infringed. Doesn't need to be changed. Yeah, he could be watching. He said he was going out to dinner, I think, earlier today. Yes, you can amend the Constitution. Sure, it can be amended, but do you ever think it will be? No. You'd cause too many problems. You try to amend something like that. I'll be right back. I gotta go run to the restroom real quick. And, so, talk amongst yourselves. Do you have you seen the show, The Money Club? No. Yeah, it can be amended, but why would you do that? You're trying to cause a civil war. All right, cool. I'm back. But anybody that even if they even try to somehow amend or try to change the Second Amendment, that would cause a shitstorm that I don't think they would be prepared for. You know, the kids keep getting killed. Those who are against the Second Amendment will gain political. No, they won't. No, they won't. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll gain anything because the facts of the matter is there's so much evidence to the contrary of what these people think that believe in this shit that they believe in. There's so much evidence to the contrary. 500,000 to over 3 million people a year defend themselves with firearms. So you can't think that, okay, yeah, some kids get killed, some people get killed. Yeah, I think it was 40 people have died in mass shootings. You know, so compare 40 people that have been killed in mass shootings compared to 500. Let's say the lowest number, 500,000 people defended themselves. So you're willing to throw away 500,000 lives to save 40 lives? It doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense to do that. So, and there's other means to solve the problem. They don't want, that's the whole thing. Everybody's stuck on a gun, because people once again are stupid. They don't look at the facts, and they think with their feelings and not the facts. And it's not the gun that's the problem. It's the people that are the problem, not the guns. You know, but we have over 400 million guns in this fucking country. You think if it was a gun issue that there wouldn't be 400, there wouldn't be hella more dead people every year? Come on now. And half the deaths every year due to guns is from suicide. So you can't even throw that number. 40,000, I think it was 41,000 people died from gun violence last year. It's not even gun violence period. Half of that was suicide. So those people will kill themselves regardless whether they have a gun or not. They could do whatever. Hey, what's up, Emma? How you doing? Yeah, you're never gonna change that. You're never gonna. You would cause a shitstorm that's not even. You know, and it's an absolute thing. It's your right to defend yourself. And more kids drown in swimming pools every year that are killed by guns or mass shooters. So come on. Let's ban swimming pools then. Let's ban swimming pools. Let's ban cars. More kids are killed in car accidents every year than mass shooters. We're gonna start banning cars next. Come on. You can't pick and choose what you want to do. If you're gonna do one, you better do it all. So how many kids do you wonder die from starvation because parents can't afford to feed them, or they die from starvation? You know, who do you hold responsible then? You know, so people just need to get off this trying to blame the tools instead of blaming what it really is about and fix the underlying problems. Remember, we have Kamala Cackling Harris. There's the root problem. You got to solve the root problems. Quit trying to ban something that has nothing to do with the root problem. Because at the end of the day, yes, let's say you ban guns. Is that going to stop the 20-some thousand people from killing themselves? No, it's not. Exactly right here, source. That's who you call when you need somebody to come save you is a person with a gun. So why not have the gun yourself? So it's your right to protect yourself. You were given that right. You were born with that right to protect yourself. So But you can't do that. Hey, how's it going, T? I'm doing good. It's being blamed on Trump. Everything blamed on Trump. Everything blames on Trump. People stub their toe on the fucking dresser. It's Trump's fault. And that's once again they just they got to blame it on something. They can't blame themselves. They just blame it on something. Of course, it's his fault. You know, but Donald Trump makes all these chicks lay on their back and take cream pies. Yeah, it's Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump makes them all lay on their back and take the cream pies. Right? Come on. Yeah, exactly, Emma. Exactly. But like I said, okay, you take away guns. Like I said, 40 of the 40,000, 20, half of that, or 60% of that die from suicides. Okay, so you take away guns. Does that mean those 20 some thousand people are going to not kill themselves? No, they're just going to do it a different way. That's all it boils down to. How's it going to the Playboy House? I don't even know. I mean, is that place even still around? I don't know. At the end of the day, it didn't ban abortions. That's what people. That's what they keep trying to push. They're banning it. They're banning it. They're not banning. Yeah, that's what they're trying to push. They're trying to push. Oh, this bans abortion. No, it doesn't. Just puts it back in the hands of the state. That's all it is. It was always a state issue to begin with. It's not a government issue. So yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing that what people don't understand. Like, you somebody that's made up their mind to kill themselves. It doesn't matter if they have a gun, a knife, a fucking rope. They're gonna do it. So it doesn't matter. You're gonna take away all bridges because people jump off a bridge and kill themselves. You're gonna fucking like you're gonna stop buying rope, or you're gonna have to have a special ID to buy some rope because people hang themselves with ropes. Come on, it's ridiculous. Maybe they'll leave Florida. Well, you got so many. That's like I say. You're just playing on people's stupidity. You got the Democrats or whoever. They're just playing on people's stupidity. They're playing the heartstrings. They're picking on the heartstrings. That's all it is. The Democrats know what they're talking is bullshit. They know this, but they got to play to that dynamic. It's like Starbucks willing to pay for people to travel to have an abortion. They're playing the dynamics. They're playing, okay, if we cater to this specific group of people, we're going to get their business. We can survive without this. Let's say Democrats are 60% of Democrats buy Starbucks versus, let's say, 30% of Republicans buy Starbucks. Let's just go by that. They look at their profit margins. Okay, we can lose this group of people and still make a good profit margin by catering to this group of people. That's all. That's all. It all boils down to money. I'm sure that people at Starbucks have already figured out how much money they're going to lose or how much profits they're going to lose by making these decisions they make. They already know this shit. They already know it. They already know what their base customers are. They already know this. So them making the decision to say, okay, we'll pay for the women to travel that work for Starbucks to have an abortion if they want. They already know how much they can lose as far as the amount of. They already know this before they even make these decisions. They already know this. So they already know this shit. So uh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I would assume so. Right, your source. If they're the ones pushing, if the White House right now is pushing for, oh, it's such a bad thing, they should. They should. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so all these companies that are going about what they're doing, they already know their customer base, and they already know what impact it's going to have on their finances. So they already know the shit. So and at the end of the day, really, if you want a fucking Starbucks Frappuccino, you're going to get a Starbucks Frappuccino no matter what the fuck Starbucks do. You're going to go buy a fucking Frappuccino from Starbucks. Let's fucking face it. People will lose interest in this in the next month. It won't even be a big thing. It won't even be a big thing. You know. So it's like anything. If you want something, you're gonna buy it regardless of if you want a unicorn fucking coffee from fucking Starbucks, you're gonna go to Starbucks regardless what Starbucks does. Doesn't matter. People don't get it. It's ridiculous. So that's how it works at the end of the day. So should the school? Why would a school pay for that? That makes no sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody will lose interest in this in the next month, and because something else will come up that's more important. You know. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's how it is. Hey, how you doing, Peaches? That's what it boils down to. People have the fucking mind span of a fucking gnat. So that's all it is. People just have the mindset of a fucking gnat. So, yeah, kids shouldn't be getting any kind of surgery. Exactly. People keep looking to others for answers, and blaming others and other things for the problems in the world instead of being accountable. Yeah, exactly. Everything at the end of the day, and I preach this all the time. Anybody that watches this channel, I preach it. Personal responsibility. Everything in your life is based on your decisions. You are the ones to make the decisions for yourself, and when you fuck up, you got to take responsibility for it. Like me, losing my job, ending up homeless. I had to take responsibility for that because I fucked up. So I took personal responsibility for it. That's all it boils down to. Quit expecting other people to suffer because of your stupidity. Learn to take your own. And unfortunately, we live in a society right now that people they want to cater to dum dums. Let's fucking face it. They cater to dumbass people. They feel that it's their mission in life to support and to help along the dum dums in this world. You know, that's what it boils down. That's what it boils down to. You know, and so many people are afraid to get their feelings hurt that they don't want to speak on it. Like I speak on shit. I don't give a shit. I'll speak on it because I believe in what I speak on. I believe it. So I will speak on it. I'm not afraid to speak on it. I don't care how many subscribers I lose. I don't care how many people don't like me. I don't care. I speak on it because it's shit that affects us all. It may not directly affect us, but sooner or later, it's going to affect us somehow. So this mindset that people have out of sight, out of mind mindset is bullshit. You shouldn't have that mindset. You know? Yeah, they don't. So yeah, a lot of people won't sub to me, bro, because I don't. How do I put this? I don't live in their world. I don't live in their world, Robert. I look at other aspects like that they don't. Most of the people that go to these channels, they're all about work. I don't live to work. I work to live. I don't live to work. These people live to work. That's why that's why you got 400 of them in the live stream talking about work because that's all they care about is work. They don't have any life outside of motherfucking work. So, if I was so gung ho about work all the time and I was always working and shit, then maybe my channel would do better. But I don't, and I don't pander to people, and I don't. I don't kiss people's ass, bro. When you fuck up, I tell you fuck up. And that's another thing. People don't like being told that they fucked up. And that's the thing. They want you to feel sorry for them. They don't want you to tell them the truth. And that's the thing. I fucked up, and I'm willing to take criticism as well. Like me and Payman, we haven't been, man. We need to get some. Maybe we gotta do an ice cream day for my birthday, Payman. We gotta go get some ice cream. Gotta break down and have ice cream for my birthday. Yeah, to get a wild hot mindset. Yeah, that's the thing. The people just live for the moment. They don't live to see past. I live day to day because I know how I am. But yeah, it's well, I'm here now, brother. I can't. I'm here. Good girl, how you doing? Yeah, you're gonna have to worry about Uber drivers breaking into your house. They'll try to handle and say it was locked in the wall. Yeah, it's just it's people nowadays. They just don't. If it doesn't affect them directly, most people don't care, and that's the sad part. Yep, exactly, Emma. But see, that's the thing. You got too many people out there willing to cater to these people that fuck up and pat them on the butt. Oh, it's not your fault, and find a reason to blame it up for something else. Like, yeah. They stub their toe on the, like I said, they stub their toe on the fucking dresser, and you got that one person that'll be their goddamn dresser. It's the dresser's fault. It's not your fault. You don't know how to walk, and you kick the fucking dresser. No, they'll find a way to blame the dresser, so you don't have to take responsibility for breaking your own toes because you don't know how to walk without hitting the dresser. You know what I'm saying? So you always have those people out there. You always have those people because it's like anything. You're catering. It's like the whole Starbucks things. They're catering to a certain group of people that know that are willing, and they're willing to cater to those people because it makes them feel important. It makes them feel important because whether they really believe. If I really didn't believe the shit I talked about, I would pander to everybody else just like I would tell you to go to work. I'll tell you work every motherfucking day, work 15 hours a day. If I want to, but I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in it, so I'm not going to tell other people to do it. I'm not gonna tell you to do it because I don't believe in it. I talk about what I believe in. I believe strongly in Second Amendment rights. I believe strongly you have the right to protect yourself at all means necessary. I believe in that shit. I'm not pandering to people. That's something I truly believe in, and so I will speak on it. You know, and yes, it's unfortunate that these kids were killed, but at the same time, are you willing to sacrifice 500 to 3 million lives every year for because 20 kids got killed? No, no, it's going to happen. You know, we drive cars every day for work. Everybody in here drives a car every day for motherfucking work. Are you how many kids are killed every year in car wrecks? Does that mean okay we should never have cars now? How are we going to do our jobs? You don't have a car, so you can't do a shit like that. So yeah, it's sad that so many kids die in car wrecks. But are you willing to give up your car? Willing to give up your livelihood? Willing to save their lives? No, because if people really thought that way, we wouldn't have cars right now, would we? Or we'd have more people complaining about car laws. We need more laws on the books for cars. We need more of this, more of that. So you had if you had materials and orders, will you make bracelets 14 hours a day? Yeah, of course I would. Of course I would. Would I work 14 hours a day? No, no. I would work what I feel isn't reasonable about a work day would be, and that's it. I wouldn't fucking go 14 hours a day. No, no. I don't believe in working like that. I don't believe in wasting your life away. You know, and maybe that's why I am where I am because I think like that. It doesn't bother me. I am where I am. I'm doing I'm doing what I'm doing. You know. Why not if I have enough Why not if I have enough orders to work a 14-hour day? Why not give somebody else a job to help make those bracelets so I don't have to work 14 hours a day? You're doing two good things. Yeah, exactly. 600,000 people die every year from heart disease. Does that mean, okay, let's get rid of all the fast food now? That means no more fucking pizza rolls for you? I mean, oh, can't eat pizza rolls no more. You take those off the shelves. You can't have soda anymore. Take those off the shelves. Come on, no, no. And the thing is, the whole situation with these kids that were unfortunately killed, preventative maintenance. There's preventative measures they could have for that never to happen. There was such a breakdown in that situation that it didn't have to happen. It didn't have to happen. But once again, because we're trying to pander too much to these people, you're overlooking the prevention of these incidences because you don't want to face the facts. That's the sad part is all this shit is preventative. And it's not just by taking away guns. There are so many preventive measures that could be taken that wouldn't have happened. But that was such a breakdown of the school, on the police, on everybody's part. So it's like the abortion thing. Like I said, too many people are worried about the end result of going and having a surgery that puts your life in danger, puts your future reproductives in danger instead of the preventatives. Plan B, rubbers, keeping your fucking legs closed, swallowing it, take it up the ass, all kinds of ways to prevent it before you get to that point to where you have to technically kill a kid. Let's fucking face it. But they don't talk about that. They're not talking about that because that's not the hot button issue. That's not what people. That's there you go. Yeah, you can come back. Oh, you need the link? Yeah, hold on. I figured out how I did this. Hold on. Whoa. Oh. Oh, sorry, copy. Hold on. Okay, let me get in here. Let me give you the link. Let me give you the link. Bam. I figured out what I was doing wrong. Fixed it. There you go. But yeah, that's the whole issue. The preventatives. Don't nobody's looking at the preventatives. You know.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
done. I'm going
You're back.
home, and I'll have the mic too, so it'll be a lot better.
Cool.
I won't cut in and out.
But that's the problem. Nobody wants to do the preventatives. Oh, there's so many ways to prevent this shit before you
Oh
have to
yeah,
go to the extremes.
I mean, I watch. I mean, I pretty much speak my mind, but like if I don't feel like speaking on topics, I won't. So a lot of times I usually don't speak on
But that's the
stuff.
problem. See, that's part of.
Stuff.
But see that to
No,
me, William, that's part of the problem. People don't want to
no, no.
speak on it. No, you need to speak on it. People
Well, no,
need
no,
more
no.
people
I'm
need to
about
speak
to.
up.
I just make sure I say it right. I mean, dude, trust me. I was the one that was pointing out about when they passed the swimming thing about the 12-year-olds transitioning under 12. But like, I'm just saying, like, choose my words specifically when I'm talking about like younger, like minors and shit, and especially the school shootings. But I will say this: I bet you, I bet you, if that school had one teacher, just one teacher that had a concealed or any kind of carry license, that less lives would have been lost that day. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Even if they did, let's say, have that, and they weren't able to stop it due to whatever the appointment. The thing is, you got a chance. You have a fighting chance. The
Yeah,
thing is, you're taking away people's fighting chance, and
well.
that's the problem. You're taking.
Here's my thing: is no matter how caring or left leaning a teacher is, if a teacher's armed and they saw someone hurting their students, they would shoot them. You know, like that's what I'm saying. If one person that was any kind of faculty in that school was a what do they call a non-concealed holder, Roy? What's
Open carry.
Okay, if it was an open or concealed carry person, one adult working in that school, I guarantee that it would have been a different situation. I'm
Of
not
course.
saying lives wouldn't have been lost, but it would have been a different situation altogether.
Of course, because these people that decide to do these stupid ass things, they're not looking for a fight. That's why they pick schools. That's why they pick soft targets, because they don't got the balls enough to take bullets coming back at them. So that's
Oh
why
yeah,
they pick these places. And unfortunately, to prevent that, you got to fix that situation first. You got to put something in their way, in their path, willing to fight their path. Because most of these guys, they don't have the balls. They don't have the balls. That's why they pick that's why they're picking kids to shoot at. This motherfucker wasn't going to walk into a police station and try to shoot up a fucking police station. No. Because he knows what's going to happen. He's going to get blasted right back. And,
you're right, Roy. Everybody wants to snatch grandma's purse, but nobody wants to go up into like a
uh,
crack house and rob a bunch of armed people.
wait a minute. Hold on. Payment. But Roy, you double speaking. You say speak on it, but you shut down on safety decisions. Where do you get I shut down on safety decisions? I'm trying to figure that one out.
Hiya.
Safety discussion. Hey, how you doing, Emma?
Hiya.
I don't shut down on safety discussions. What are you talking about? Those cops should be fired. That's a fucked up situation. You don't know how that situation is going to happen until it happens. You can't, we can all talk tough. You know how many people talk tough? Oh, I beat your ass until the time comes to knuckle up, and then you're fucking backing down. There's a lot. A lot of people talk tough that, when it's time for the tires to hit the road, they don't have what it takes. Like, so, that's like me talking about, oh, I'll whoop your ass, and then when you come to get your ass, when you come at me, I say, oh, sorry, dude, I was just talking shit. There's a lot of people like that. It takes a lot to pull a trigger on somebody. Let's fucking face it. It takes a lot. It's not an easy decision to make. Pull your weapon out and put bullets down range of somebody. I have done it, but it's not something that's an easy decision to make.
No, but it's totally like, you're absolutely right. It's picking on the vulnerable because they know they can get away with it. And I'm not in America. Hello, UK girl here.
Yeah.
And it's completely different over here. To be fair, but listening to what you say, Roy, and this really touched me tonight. I don't ever come on your panel, but I'm always here now and again. But to be fair, I totally am with you, Roy, because what these people are doing, from what I've heard from your discussions, is they are picking on the vulnerable. You've got a different way of life over there, and you are allowed guns, and you are allowed different ways of life and defending yourself compared to, I live in a tiny little village with a marina, so there's one shop, and it's completely different. But I tell you what, right, if my son was in a country like yours and no one was safeguarding that situation, I'd be fucking miffed.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking miffed because, hi everyone, sorry. Yeah, I would be absolutely, sorry, do I sound really posh?
You're
No.
fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I'd be absolutely miffed with my son being in that situation in that particular country, not being safeguarded. And do you know what? It is down to us as individuals to have accountability for that, and you've got to stand up to it. You've got to rise above it, and you've got to say something and do something about it, because from what I'm hearing, it's pretty disgusting that this was allowed to happen. It's awful, real violation. And then you're absolutely right. People do. They'll just go, oh, I really didn't like that burger. It was disgusting, you know, and they totally abuse it or whatever. And then they suddenly go, oh, go and get a burger.
Yeah.
That's not making sense.
Yeah.
So, you know, guys, you need to have a little bit of a stand and stand up for your kids and, you know, go to the schools and say to them, you know, this ain't right. That if this is a society you live in, and I you know, it's not something I live in.
Yeah. Well,
That's one of my
That's the thing
points
too.
too. Is like if you'd have had one sane person, if one sane person would have known to be armed in that school. So that brings up another question: who the fuck do we have in our schools educating our children or protecting them? You know, like it immediately goes to protection. Like who's in there, who's protecting them? If nobody in there had the conscious effort to be armed, you know.
They're not allowed to be. That's the problem. One of the problems we have is the tools and the means are out there to stop this kind of shit, but because people don't want to hurt other people's feelings, or they don't choose to use those methods when they should. Yes, should teachers be armed? If a teacher wants to be armed and take their responsibility of those kids' safety in that manner, let them do it. Let them do it.
Even without firearms, do you not think that there should be procedures in place already? I'm not talking about firearms, but don't you think if you're living in that sort of area and you know these things are happening, don't you think those safeguarding procedures should be in place? That's what I'm.
Well, that's the thing. That's what happened here. There was such a breakdown of everything that led to this. Like the doors didn't lock properly, the police's radios didn't work properly. Every cop had a difference. None of those cops' radios worked inside the school. There was such a breakdown there that it's fucking unbelievable. But if we shouldn't. But that's the sad part about it is with all these school shootings we've had, nobody's learned the lesson. And we know the procedures and the means to help stop this is out there. And no matter how many times this has happened, nobody has bothered to implement that shit, which that is the problem in itself. If you have the means to do it, implement it. You know what would stop this shit, but you personally choose because you bullheaded or because you got a certain amount of people to say, oh, we don't want that. Bullshit. What's more important? What a bunch of parents want or what is more important, which is the kids? Are the kids' safety more important than the parents' feelings? Where do we draw the line there? You know, that's the problem. We know what it takes, but everybody don't want I don't think, because you got these people that think guns are this horrible monster. You know, these people that love guns. You just got this, you know, there's such a divide. You know,
from my point of view, it's not just about the guns; it's about taking even a step back from that. And look, and you're absolutely right. You know, the doors didn't work and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know how it works in schools in America. Do you have like a board of governors, or I'm not quite sure how it works over there. So
we have specific drills for active shooter drills. We have all this stuff, but it only takes that one person to break down, not lock a door, and it's done deal. You know, so unless all these people are on board 100% with it, it doesn't matter. We can have the best safety, you can have the best everything, but it only takes that one person to not take it serious, the whole thing goes to shit. That's the unfortunate part is you're dealing with humans. Humans make fucking mistakes. At the end of the day, humans make mistakes. And unfortunately, you can have the best everything, but when you had like the teacher that was standing, when the resource officer went to the school because he heard what was going on, what did he do? He went to a teacher. There was a teacher standing out there. So he passed totally by the fucking shooter because he thought the teacher, because of lack of communication. You know, that's another thing. Your radios aren't working properly. You have equipment that don't even work. How are you supposed to do a situation? You got a dispatcher giving out wrong room numbers of people being shot. You know, it was just a total fucking clusterfuck breakdown of the whole system. And
so they were almost set up to fail because, you know, if you're not given the right equipment that doesn't work, you get human mistake. I understand that, Roy. Yeah, and we're all accountable for that, and that is just life. But if you've not got the right equipment to work, that is horrendous, because and someone should be monitoring that and checking that. You know, I work in the UK. I work for a university, which is why this is quite poignant to me, because obviously we have a lot of safeguarding stuff with our students, and it's nothing like America, nothing like America. But we do have a hell of a lot of safeguarding stuff. But you know, I'm
I
totally
live in a
agree.
major university town. I live in a state town. So, like our states, our 50 states, I live in the University of Illinois town. We've had someone that's a famous. I don't know if he was officially serial killer or whatever.
Oh my
Uh,
god!
all the people that come into my town. Oh yeah, by the way, he came in through the university.
Wow.
Everything that happens comes through the all the it's a thing, good or bad. Essentially everything comes through the university here, but I mean we didn't have those issues. I think society and the way they educate now compared to the past is part of the problem, because it's bigger, faster, cheaper now. So you're jamming a bunch of people together. It's less personal education. You have large schoolrooms that are like factories.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's that.
and you're damned if you do and if you're damned if you don't. Because I also come from Illinois, which has Chicago, Illinois, which at least even across seas, bang bang gangster Al Capone. Well, now it's gang gang yo yo what's up South Side. They call it Chirac,
Thank
because it's pretty
you.
much like Iraq. Well, they've got all the stuff that Roy and I are talking about. They've got the safeguards and the whoop, 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 the wands, the stuff. And you know what? There's more shootings at these schools than there are at these other schools that they talk about. The reason these hit the news is because they're in the communities where people are surprised because it can't happen here. And that's where the mass shooters target that stuff. But the majority
Right.
of shootings are like gang related and shootings at schools in metropolitan areas. But you don't hear about it because it doesn't affect the people that they're making this news for,
On
you
the
know?
main, yeah, yeah, I get you now. Well. What a name. Well. um,
I'm
yeah,
William. Can I change it while I'm doing this? I'll try to.
I have no idea. What's up,
yeah.
you Oberman Temple?
No, sorry, I'm just trying to get my head around, because it's completely different from where I
Oh,
am. So, um, but I'm totally about, because I work for a university. Obviously, I'm very much about safeguarding. I train
I
nurses.
I want to state this. That's good. Training nurses. I'm about traditional education. I am about traditional higher education. What I am not about is the indoctrination and if you look at it, it's essentially with the 60s, it started, a lot of people started writing on it, and then we started getting colleges that educate administration. And that's what it's all about. You go there to learn administration in college and universities here. I wish I could remember the gentleman's name of that he spoke on it, but he's also written articles on it. Uh, and it just really started to take a turn. Like, education's not education here in the U.S. anymore; it's politics. Luckily, I have a school that's strong enough. We fought it because we have such a strong agricultural base. We also have the. I'm gonna smoke with him. We've got a agricultural
Goddamn.
base because we're in the middle of the country. We also have a strong engineering base here. We've partnered and got a recent. We've got our first graduates of medical school of actual doctors here this year. Article about that. We've got quite a bit with the autonomous. We've got like a 3.2 billion going on at a former Air Force base here. There's a lot going on, but it's a damned if you do or you're damned if you don't. Because I've come up in this town, and this college has made people. It's made my family. My grandfather started out as a. We originally came from the religion, from Catholicism. We had priests and stuff in the family. They came from the East Coast. to the Midwest, and then my grandfather ended up being a custodian at the university, and it really helped. But I really see where it has not become a. It's fighting. It's two things. It's a place for higher education and it's a place for social indoctrination right now. At least where I'm at and in the U.S., this specific university.
Okay.
And I've just never been a thing like, I mean, and it's just being proven. And these people I'm not fans of these people, but I'm going to mention them. And I think there's people though, and I point them out because we'll all know them. But there's other people that I could point out would be less controversial. You have the Elon Musks, the Mark Cubans. You have the people that didn't go your traditional route on education, yet are making substantial changes to the world right now. So again, I take education for what it is. I think that we need it. But it needs to be what it is, which is education. It needs to not become political or social indoctrination.
Yeah, but you're talking a whole different subject than what we're talking about. We're talking about safety in schools and shit like that.
Yeah.
We need education. We need education.
Well, here's the thing. Those
Look
places
at
are
some
so
of the
scared
posts
now.
on social media. They cannot even spell.
Education.
And it votes.
Well, of
And
course,
it
Superman
reproduces.
Tampa. You've heard me make the point about how the big thing is either you go with Oxford or you go with Merriam-Webster's. Up till like 1990, it was a big thing when we were kids. If they added a word to the dictionary, you'd get one or two words added. Because like at this point, no, because at this point it was all fucking jive and shit. It's just slang and stuff getting added at this point.
But
And
we're
yes,
talking social media stupid shit. Like, who gives a fuck if I misspelled dick? Who gives a shit? As long as you get the point, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're on social media. You're fucking around on Instagram. You're fucking around on Facebook.
God.
You're not trying to write a goddamn essay to the fucking chancellor of some fucking high school or some shit. It's basic ass shit. So who gives a shit at the end of the day whether I spell correct wrong or I spell
it's the degradation of society, and that's what it's going to show. You've even got people like me that would normally speak.
No offense, guys, but I think Roy is trying to talk about safeguarding in education. So you need to bring it back to the subject that he's talking about. He's talking about safeguarding and accountability and you guys over there. I know it's a completely different.
Well, let me just mention.
Well, that's kind of my point. Go ahead.
This is why I came in. Let me just mention a couple things about this Texas shooting. First of all, the dude was out in the parking lot for 12 minutes popping off rounds before the police even got there. He was inside the school for 40 minutes popping off rounds, and they didn't even go in. The FBI knew about this dude a year before because he had a very detailed, journal.
Manifesto.
If you will. Manifesto. Online, they knew all about it. But heaven forbid if we were to get on social media and say we wanted to do the unthinkable to the Biden, if you catch my drift, because Secret Service would be at your door the very next day. So you people are taking this whole thing of the kids and the police and they're not really looking into the in between the lines. You're telling me that they just let this go? They knew about this and would he's just they didn't bring him in for questioning. They didn't say, hey, what's going on? And I ain't trying to be funny, but he wore a dress. Okay, so there's definitely something going on up here.
Well, yeah, you could bring me in for questioning. You could bring William. I can tell you whatever you want to hear, plain and simple. I can tell you, I just was fucking around on Facebook when I said this, and you can't go by everything.
That manifesto was beyond fucking around.
People
this dude had a detailed itinerary.
Out of anger, all that shit. So,
that's
the point of the matter is the tools and shit are out there to stop this shit. And because we're too busy worried about hurting people's feelings to implement the tools that will fix the problem. So you can't complain about the problem You can't be those parents that complain about the problem if you're not that parent willing to implement the fucking things that need to fix the problem. That's what we have. We have too many people complaining about a problem, but yet they don't want to step up and implement the fixes for the problem. So until you get both on the same page, it's never going to happen. It doesn't matter what the fuck you do. Because
That's
you're
what I
always
was
gonna have
trying to
this group-
say, Roy. I was trying to say one of the fixes I think is downgrading the size of the education system in the U.S. and making it more personable. You know, I think the thing that teachers have been talking about for a long time, and which is why you have a bunch of people that are doing it that have crusades or whatever the hell they're doing, is because we need to pay them for one. You know, like.
Yeah, but you can't really make it that personal because it's all about money. It's everything. The world revolves around money.
I get it.
So unfortunately, yeah, it would be nice if you could have 10 kids to a classroom so everybody gets the personal attention they want, but you can't because it's all about money. You're not going to pay the bills at the end of the day. So that's unfortunate.
Exactly,
That's
and you won't
unfortunate.
get that over here either. You won't get like 10 kids to a classroom. You will get them packed into a room because it is all about money.
Yeah.
But no, I get you. I'm so sorry. I don't honestly understand the whole American, the way it is and everything. So forgive my ignorance, and I might sound like a right twat. So you've got issues like, from what UMT has just said, right? People knew about this person. They had ample time to take him down. But on the reverse of that, the school didn't have enough things in place. And then on the flip side of that as well, parents and that need to take accountability for this was wrong and they need to speak up. Am I right?
The police stood outside of the school and waited till he was done butchering kids before they went in to get his ass.
That's absolutely see. That's another thing. The fake information. That's absolutely untrue. Those cops were in that building within 3 minutes after he entered. They got it on video. So that's the thing. We're spreading misinformation. The cops were in there. 2 cops got shot walking up to that door to confront him. There was 2 cops that were shot. They backed up. He already dumped over 100 rounds within the first 3 minutes he was in there. Then they were hearing sporadic shooting. That's supposedly why they did what they did. Does it justify it? Of course not. It just justify. I'm not there. I'm not the popo. I'm not the one being shot at. I don't know the procedures. But it was a whole clusterfuck, period. If you continue to hear shooting, the rules is you still go in there and try to kill him if you still hear shots. The person that was in charge, he chose to do it a different way. It is what it is. It's like I said, it was a letdown from the start. The teacher leaving doors unlocked. The resource officer not being on campus when he's supposed to be. There's a whole clusterfuck of that went in there. But that's another thing. We can't misspread information when the information is out there of what really happened.
So Roy, how old were these kids?
Oh, the little guys, they were what, 4th graders, I think? 4th graders?
I believe they were 10 years old or lower, or 12 years old.
4th graders, yeah, whatever age a 4th grader would be.
But also, Roy, if we are going to be upfront about information, they did stop the officer whose wife was a teacher and was one of the ladies killed. They stopped him, took a service revolver. He showed up at the school.
Of course, because they're trying. I don't know. Well, I went to school for this shit, but you have to know what police tactics are. You have to know. You just can't let anybody run into the school. Then you have even more dead bodies on your hands. So you just can't let everybody just run in there and start doing the shit. That's why we have the cops. Did the cops fuck up? Yeah, of course. The cops didn't do what they were supposed to do. But that doesn't mean, okay, since the cops don't do it, let everybody else run in there, and then you have more about dead bodies. So there are tactics.
So, yeah, right. Okay, I'm thinking about, like, in the UK, if someone came into where I was working, yeah, he'd be stopped straight away and be questioned, like, who are you? You know, what are you doing here? Right at the onset, because we do have security, but every staff member is trained in radicalization, in safeguarding, and everything. Yeah, we don't have guns and shit going on over here, but I know they would be stopped at the doorstep. So, what stopped that happening for him to get to the next stage? I'm sorry, forgive my ignorance.
What stopped him? Nothing stopped him. Unfortunately, the door that he walked through didn't lock properly.
I mean,
And
it's the same thing. Hang on, though, Roy. It's the same thing as over there. It's just on a different scale with a different weapon. Because I know they got their Rambos over there in the UK, and they love using their Rambos on people. And we've seen a couple cases, especially during the pandemic, where cops stood by, the bill stood by, and saw people get knifed to death over there. It's just we can do more damage because we have the guns over here. And when I say we, I don't mean me and Roy. I mean more crazy Americans.
Yeah, I get
but
you.
You
but you
know,
also
I mean,
got you also got to have a balance. You also got to have a
Yeah.
balance. You don't want to live in a prison state. You
Yeah,
don't
but
want you. We are a free country.
yeah, but UMT, you're talking about like the inner city Londons and stuff like that. When you talk about where I live, there's nothing like that around here. But I do know we have, you know, we've had those drummed into us massively, and you know, you run, you hide, and everything. We've had it massively drummed into us as teaching staff, and you know, I've worked in further education. I've worked in I've worked as a nurse for 24 years. I've worked in now university, so I know how it works in terms of education in terms of the UK, and it is very different to you guys in the US. You know, forgive me if I'm sounding really ignorant, but I'm just trying to get my head around what happened, and if someone come in to where I worked, they would be approached straight away, and that is unforgivable. What has happened in your school?
Well, see,
Yeah,
that's the thing that's one of the procedures they need to fix is don't have access to every fucking door in a school. You have a one way in, one way out
yes,
situation. Unfortunately,
yes,
a lot of schools here
Well,
don't
that's
have
how
that.
the elementary schools are here.
yeah, and that's how it
When
is
I
here.
was doing food delivery, you cannot get into that freaking school. You got to
yeah.
get
I
buzzed in
mean,
through a gate, and you got to get buzzed in through the main office. You're
Yeah,
not getting in that school.
yeah,
Period.
it
Yeah,
is
but
here.
your state actually one of the smarter states because of the Parkland shooting took that to the next level. They implemented that shit, which we have. Like I said, a lot of these places they don't implement stuff because you have a bunch of people that want to fight them on implementing these stuff. But and you're talking a
Well, let's
town that
talk about that for a minute. That Nicholas Cruz was on YouTube, and he specifically stated, I don't know, 6 months before, that he was going to be the next school shooter.
Yeah.
I have that video on my computer.
And not to mention you got what was I gonna say? Not to mention you got a town of 16,000 people. You're in the middle of nowhere. You got police that aren't properly equipped to handle certain situations. It was like I said, just all around fucked up situation. And we
Yeah,
can all sit here and play Monday morning quarterback. Oh, this should have been done, that should have been done. But you got to look at the situation. They're not a major metropolitan area. 6 cops in the whole fucking city. They have to rely on the border patrol, the DPS to help them with their policing as it is. So you can't. It's we can all say, yeah, they're cowards. I don't know how many of you all got the balls to run into somebody with a rifle shooting at you. 2 of them took bullets. So I don't know. It's we can all talk tough until we're in that. Like I said, we can all talk tough
yeah.
until
You
we're
can
in that
talk the
fucking
walk,
situation.
but can you walk the walk? Exactly, Roy. Exactly, Roy. We can all say like we would do this, we would do that, but when it comes down to it, it will be a different kettle of
Yeah,
fish.
exactly. And also, let's say it's their procedure in an active shooter. Yes, you're supposed to go in and by all means necessary and kill the guy. You don't know what he's popping shots off. You hear 2 shots here every 10, 15 minutes. You don't know what he's shooting at. He could be shooting at you, shooting at the thing. So you have to make those decisions on the fly. You don't know how many kids are still alive in that room. You don't know none of that stuff. So, it's hard. It's hard to say. It's hard to make those decisions until you've been in that situation. And we learned from this particular situation that the whole thing was a clusterfuck to begin with, and shit needs to change. That's what we learned from this shit. So hopefully they learn from it and start implementing the shit they need to change. Because all of us talking about it isn't going to change it. The parents need to step up, and more parents need to go to their schools, even here in Las Vegas. Go to your schools and start saying, hey, you need to start implementing this shit. This shit needs to stop, because you're never going to get rid of mass shootings as long as you give them the opportunities to go do it. If you don't put the armed security there, you don't put the one way in, one way out, you don't take those steps, they're obviously going to continue to pick on the kids and go after the kids. You got to set up a fucking deterrent. And and there comes a time when the deterrent is more important than fucking feelings. And that's the problem. We got to get past the fucking feelings and let shit start taking the turn and the deterrence and quit worrying about our feelings. That's more important. It's like I said, what's more important, your kid's safety or the fact that you have a hard time with thinking, oh, there's a teacher with a gun in the classroom. Oh my God. What's more important, your kid's safety or the person, or worrying about the person with the gun? I personally would think my kid's safety is more important. At least I know, hey, there's a gun there. If somebody breaks in my kid's room, there's somebody that's going to protect him. Whether or not he protects him or not, it doesn't matter. You give the fighting chance. We need to start giving the fighting chance to these teachers and quit relying on the police to do every fucking thing, because we all know when you call 911, the motherfucker ain't standing at the front door. He's got to get there. And so people need to learn, once again, personal responsibility and start fucking taking responsibility for yourselves and learn to protect yourselves and give people the opportunity to protect these kids. If they want to be able to protect these kids, you got to give them that opportunity. And until you do that, all the talk about it is like fucking blowing a fart. Doesn't do shit. Blows in the wind.
It's because police is too reactionary now instead of offensive, Roy. It's too reactionary right now.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. My mom needs something. So talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Well, if we would take that $60 billion that we have given equipment and money to Ukraine, which if anybody knows any history about that motherfucker, bad move. But we had invested that into school security. You're not going to put a gun into a teacher's hand who may or may not be capable of pulling that trigger. You're not going to put a gun into a classroom with these modern kids these days who are thugs. I don't know about you, but I've been around a lot of high school kids doing Uber, and yeah, they're not very polite. And now you're going to put a gun into a classroom.
I knew Ukraine was going to be brought into this conversation for some reason.
No, I would say though, people need
There's
to
an
also
agenda
question.
behind there, Emma. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just me. You can call me nuts. I don't care. But
No. There's got to be
2014.
there's got to be a certain level of looking at it, because essentially it does. Essentially, while there's stuff going on with gun cases, election year and stuff, all of a sudden that's when school shootings tend to happen, and people have information. And even though we don't have CCTV over here everywhere yet, which it's coming, it will get here. They still keep good tabs on everybody, and especially through social media and everything. As much as they say they're not looking, they're looking. It's been proven. At least with our government, with the CIA, the FBI and stuff. I think mainly the FBI, because they got in trouble because they're not supposed to look at us or something, but they did. And they knew that this gentleman was unstable mentally. And they may not have facilitated it, but I guess I should say they may not have
they let it
added any fuel to the fire, but they did facilitate it in a way, to let it happen.
I've just been reading the chat, and some of the stuff I'm reading is really eye-opening to me because I've never experienced it. I mean, Peaches has just said The kids were calling 911 on their phones. You know, everyone. You know, kids.
Yeah, the
were
lady, the teacher I talked about called her husband, who was a police officer, and said, "Somebody's in here shooting kids. You need to come in here and save us." And law enforcement stopped him when he got to the school, and I believe he was a uniformed officer. So he showed up in like full uniform, and they took his
Did,
firearm and put him in a car, like they arrested him essentially. They
is it
detained
William?
him.
Is it William? Sorry.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. William, do you not think, like, where you are with such a large country, do you not think it varies with place to place? You know, if you're in the out, you know, not so city centered, perhaps, like where I am in a tiny little village, for something to happen like that would be quite catastrophic. But if you're more in the city centre, you've got more people that are able, or more police, or whoever you might call them, would come in quite quickly. So I do believe in more the rural areas. Parents need to start having a voice and approaching this situation. I'm only basing it on what I've just heard tonight. I don't know the whole story. I'm not in America. I'm obviously.
Yeah, there's some videos out there that Donut Operator. If you go to Donut Operator, he's an ex-cop. He actually has a live stream that he did that has a complete breakdown of everything from DPS director that shows the timeline, says everything that could have been done, that should have been done. So it's a real good channel. It's called Donut Operator. You look for it. It says something about the Uvalde shooting breakdown. So it gives you the whole timeline. He goes through it because he's an ex-cop. So it gives you it'll give you a good basis to see what exactly fucked up and how things got messed up. But I see a lot of people also in here. I see a lot of people in here also calling these cops cowards. I won't go as far as to call them cowards, because unless you've put on that badge, unless you've had to deal with shit that they deal with on a regular basis, once again, you're talking a severely unique situation. I don't think you can just call them cowards, because until you put on that badge. See, I've been on multiple ride-alongs, so I know what these police go through every day, because I went through it with them on multiple occasions, because I was going to be one of them. So,
well, and hands-on is different, Roy. People that aren't coordinating it, people that are there, if they don't know what's going on, like if they're low-level troops, because I could see that, Roy, and don't you see? I didn't go at the cops really at all, but what I'm saying is, like, if you're low-level. You're in a school, like you said, you're hearing shots. You don't know what's going on with those shots. Could be killing people, could be killing students, which some of them were, could be shooting at you, could be a number of things, and you don't know what's going on. So you don't want to do something if they're not shooting people that are in there hostages, and then they do start shooting them. And then, though, at some point, too, even if your hands... I will say this, though, even if your hands on at that point, it's like you said, Roy, it's a personal choice at that point, because you're really getting into morals.
And I see what you're saying, Peaches. The kids were screaming. I understand what you're saying, but also there's a chain of command. You have incident commanders. These guys have chains of commands that they have to follow, and there's all kinds of things that are involved in that. There's kids in there calling, saying they need help. But there's also people out here that they're trying to figure out a plan to go in and help these kids. It's like I said, it was a whole clusterfuck. There's a lot of shit involved in it. It was a big clusterfuck.
It's a very difficult situation, because, like, I've worked in public services as well. So, you've got, honestly, that is so upsetting hearing about the kids and stuff. Honestly, it's awful. But I also understand the other side of it, and they've got a job to do, and they abide by.
The sad part is it happens every day, and you don't hear about it because it's not mass shootings. That's why I was talking about, like, south side of Chicago. You've got kids dying on a regular up there. It's just not in a mass shooting, because it's poverty, it's gang infested.
I understand it. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be rude. It's
yeah.
really
why? Let's see. Well, you said that. Do what?
I said it's really hard for me to get my head around this.
Yeah.
For me, it's like seeing something on the TV, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's definitely not something that I think that over in Europe we had a guy that ran over like 80 fucking people. Just it's kind of it's one of those rare things that just it's a situation you're not prepared for.
It's
And
to the
with
it's to the extreme, and it's America, so it's
yeah,
bigger, bolder, and faster than
Yeah,
everything
no, I
else.
get that,
Just like
William.
our movie, just like our movies. There's plenty of Italian, French, UK films, Japanese films, South Korean films, uh, Australian films, that are Canadian films that are going to win awards at Cannes Film Festival. But the ones that are going to be the blockbusters and bring in the big money in the UK and China, the big box office, and all over Europe, are going to be the American ones. It's going to be bigger, badder, broader. That's what
and
I'm saying with this. So you're
I'm
hearing
not
about all
sure,
these
William.
mass
It's
shootings.
not a
You're
film, is
hearing
it?
you're hearing
But
about
it's
all
not
these.
a film,
You're
is it,
hearing about all.
William?
Yeah, but you're hearing all about all these mass shootings. So it's like, oh my God, it's right in your face. It's big. There's lots of things. But that's what I'm
Yeah,
telling you. There's
I'm not
students on a
stupid.
regular dying at like elementary, high school
Yeah,
level
no, I get it.
regularly
I get
around
it.
the U.S.
I get it. I get it. I'm not
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not stupid. Yeah, I'm just trying to get my head around because I'm not used to it.
I got
yeah.
you.
Yeah, no,
And Queen, to answer Queen's question, because at that point, Queen, he thought it was a barricaded situation, and that's what he called it. He called it as a barricaded situation. He didn't hear the shooting was sporadic. He could be shooting out the window at somebody. He could be just shooting at the door because he knows you guys are out there. Correct. So he assumed it was a barricaded situation. That's why he told them not to go in there. Like I said, he made the mistake. He made a mistake, and you know, so
what are you doing, William?
Yeah,
and so
that's the personal level shit that I was talking about, Roy. That's why I say, and I can see why a lot of people are Monday morning quarterbacks. Because Roy, even I who don't have kids and really don't care about you and your kids or anything like that or anybody else, like, bro, ain't nobody try. But here's the thing, even I ain't trying to see no little kids get hurt. Like if my wig gets popped, Roy, but it's at a chance of saving some like 10, 12-year-old kids, I'm probably going to do it. And I mean, I can say that. I'm not stating anything about what the cops did. And like I said it's a Monday morning quarterback right off the thing. But
yeah.
even I, who really doesn't care, like how society cares about the youth and the younger people, I don't think they should be hurt at all, period, in any kind of way. We're not going to say physical hurt, emotional hurt. I just don't think children should be hurt, especially by adults. And if I can stop that, even though like I said, I don't care about raising your kids or helping you raise it. I'm going to stop some.
And when it comes to the whole police thing, is
Wow.
we're talking this small police department, very limited resources, this and that. We'll take our mass shooting, for example, here in Vegas. We have some of the best SWAT teams in the fucking country. Vegas does. We
Yeah,
have 2 to 3 different SWAT companies that can be on all sides of town at any moment within 30 minutes. And it still took them fucking almost an hour to get to that guy at the hotel that shot up those 59 people. So there's a lot of shit involved in there that we don't, that you're talking a town of 16,000 people with 6 police officers. We're talking a major metropolitan city with fucking some of the best SWAT team in the whole country, and it still took them an hour to get to that fuckface. So yeah, it is, and I understand where Peach is coming from because she has a young kid, and that shit's ingrained in her head. That shit. Now I got to worry about.
But that's what I'm telling you, Roy. Even I don't have a young kid, but
but
I get it. I'm just saying I get it, and I know you get it too.
But she says she's taking it personal, and I understand why she takes it personal because she has a kid that age in school right now. But this is where if in my opinion, this is where Peaches needs to step up and go and get a group of these parents, get a large group of these parents, go to your school board meeting and say, hey, what are you guys implementing to protect my kids so it doesn't happen like it did in Texas? And start doing, instead of talking about it, going and doing something about it. Too many people talk and not enough people do.
I've got your back.
So that, in my opinion, that's what I think Peaches need to do. Get a hold of these fucking groups of fucking parents and go to the school board and say, hey, I don't want to see my kid lying there with a bullet wound. What are we implementing here to protect
And
our kids
that's
from this
exactly
bullshit
what I would
that's
be
happening?
doing, Roy.
You know,
That's
and do that.
exactly what I would be doing in the UK. If this was the same situation in the UK, that's exactly what I would be doing. Yeah. I would
And a
be
lot of people, and I feel you where Emma's coming from. A lot of other places, they can't get that, wrap that kind of shit around their head because they don't have the guns like we have. They don't have that free. They don't really have the free society as we have it here. Like,
But what I'm
we
saying
got
is
what
that
we got.
it
So it
happens on a
and I
large
understand.
it happens on
Yeah.
a larger scale, but it happens. Like you've got large numbers of knife crimes over there, correct?
Yeah,
You have
large
people
numbers
you
of
have people
crime.
walking around with fucking machetes and shit too. We're not
Yeah, I
talking
know.
like
We have a
pocket
large
knives. Yeah.
number of knife crimes.
Like she
Knife
gets it. It's just it's people dying different ways, Roy, and ours is larger. That's what I was pointing out. It just you see it's more flashy. It doesn't mean
But ours isn't
it's more
larger.
important. It doesn't mean it's more important or it's more wrong. People dying in any way is wrong.
But see, that's the thing. Ours isn't larger than anywhere else. It's because the media it blows shit out of proportion, and they're
Bullshit.
forcing it. 40
Yeah.
people died in mass shootings last year. 40. Only 40 people died in mass shootings.
Yeah, but those
So-
mass shootings would be on the news, whereas the knife crimes in the UK, yeah, wouldn't be.
Here is
That's
the
what William's
definition.
saying. I get that, William. I totally get that.
This is the definition of a mass shooting in
But more
in the
importantly,
United
lives
States.
are important. No matter how
Four
lives are
people.
taken, they're important. You know?
If there are 4 people shot at one, let's say you're at a barbecue, 4 people at that barbecue get shot, that's a mass shooting. So that's why it seems like we have such large mass shootings, is because you could be 4 gang members on the corner and another gang member come by and shoots them. They consider that a mass shooting. To me, that's not a mass shooting. That's gang violence. That's
Suicide by gun.
type shit.
Suicide by gun is
So-
also lumped in with gun deaths. I get
So-
that, Roy. Suicide. So people that
No,
shoot
I'm just
themselves with guns.
explaining when people hear this thing that, oh, mass shooting, they're thinking like 20, 30, 40 people being shot. No, its
Yeah.
only definition is by 4 people. And all 4 people don't have to even die. If you shoot 4 people and only one person dies, they still consider it a mass shooting. So there's a lot of misconceptions on what an actual mass shooting is, because they changed the definition of what a mass shooting was, because once again, they turn it political and they turn it into what fits their agenda. So what do? They change the definition of what they consider a mass shooting. So yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit like that they'll change it to fit their fucking narratives. And unfortunately, you across the pond there, it's hard for you because you don't understand. You're never told the specifics of what a mass shooting is considered, or so you just hear mass shooting, you're thinking, oh shit, 80 people died. So
When you say mass shooting in America, we honestly, as UK people, we think like 30 people, or you're
Exactly.
absolutely right, Roy. We've got no idea.
Yeah.
When you talk about stabbings in the UK, and predominantly it is in the London area and the cities, and there have been stabbings and terrorists, and you've all seen it. It's portrayed in a completely different way. So psychologically, and what the media presents is one thing compared to another. So they do.
Oh yeah, it's very
And that's the
rare to
crazy
hear
part.
people talk about what happened here like Roy and I are talking about it. Let's put it that
And that's
way.
the crazy part, is because the media blows it out of proportion and they don't put it in context. And then if people aren't willing to do the research, I'll give you the perfect example. 420 people died from rifle-related deaths last year. 420. Now, that's not all AK-47s, all AR-15s. There's hunting rifles involved. There's shotguns, which are considered rifles. So 420 people died from rifles, this evil thing that they're trying to ban, this evil rifle that everybody's trying to ban. 420 people. Over 600 people were beaten to death with hands and feet. So, but that's not talked about.
That's not talked about.
Yeah, exactly. So in Europe, you're
It
thinking,
doesn't
oh my
fit the
God,
narrative, Roy.
these rifles are killing everybody, but yet more people have died from getting kicked in the fucking head or punched in the face than they are being killed by rifles in the United States. See,
So
that's the context that people don't understand because they're not given that information.
so
Unfortunately,
with the rifles and stuff, it could be something to do with hunting and stuff like that. And
exactly.
Suicide by rifle is a rifle death. Suicide by
Yeah.
rifle is a rifle
Yeah.
death.
yeah,
So
and it's portrayed as something completely different.
And lots of people use rifles to commit suicide because you can brace them and they're high powered enough they can usually kill you. Shotguns especially.
So the numbers are out there. People just got to do the right. People got to do the research if they're really interested on knowing the truth. You just got to do the research. All the information's out there, but because people are, like I said, are so busy with their day-to-day lives, they're so busy worrying about other things that they'll sit and watch 10 minutes of the news, and the news will beat to death that
Yeah.
rifles are killing everybody. These rifles are horrible, but yet at the end of the day, more people are beat up and killed by hands and feet than they are rifles. So it's
so these shootings and that become a really much bigger thing. Sometimes not all the time. Sometimes, than it's actually portrayed. And okay, yeah, I get you now. I just needed to get my head around stuff because I'm not used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they are a big thing. I just think I think all loss of life and violence is a big thing, and I think
but you got to remember,
I think there's more of it. I just think there's
not
more
as
of it, and
big
I
as-
think it should all get the same attention that these mass shootings get.
Of course, it's anytime somebody is shot and killed, it's a sad situation. It is what it is. You know, you gotta limit your access or your ability to deal with this. You know, don't be a gang member. Don't put yourself in these situations. But it's not as big as everybody thinks. 41,000 gun deaths last year. Over 60% of those were suicide. So you're talking out of a country of over 330 million people with over 400 million guns, only 20,000 people were actually killed by guns. So there's more people that had died with car accidents than they were actually technically killed with guns.
Okay, so you're trying to put it in perspective. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I also, William, I totally agree with you. And any death is the wrong death when it comes to wrongful death. But Roy, I totally get what you're saying, and you're trying to put it in perspective in terms of it's not all about guns in the USA. There's more killings in different ways.
Yeah.
We do in Europe. We do think, oh my God, you go to America, it's all about gun crime. We do. I'm not going to lie to you. We do think that. So no, it's really good to have this conversation because, as much as it's really upset me about anybody that gets hurt, really upsets me. I'm not about that. Particularly kids, elderly, well, anyone.
Thanks, Peaches. I appreciate you coming in here too. Thank you. But yeah, that's the whole thing. It's all perception made by what people want to tell you, and they don't bother to tell you the truth. And that's why, you know, I tell everybody, educate yourself. If the information's out there, educate yourself, and that will help better, you know, get people there. Like you say, you have a lot of knife deaths. We don't have that many. We have people that, I think, 800 people maybe been killed with blunt objects, knives, and so on. I think it was like 800 people. So you may have 12,000 people. So you're in the same realm as we are when it comes to guns, but you have it in a different manner, which is knives. So, or cars or whatever. So,
unfortunately, evil is fucking weak. So that's
what it boils down to, William. You hit it dead on. People have lost respect for life. People have lost respect. That's why this whole abortion thing is such a big deal. Because people don't respect it anymore. You don't respect your neighbor. You don't respect your neighbor's life. You know, you don't respect anything. That's the problem. That's why I said we need to, in an earlier live stream, I said we need to step back to back in the days. Like we need to take 2022 and start bringing back the 80s and 70s fucking morals and shit. Because back then you actually respected your neighbors. You respected people's lives. Nowadays, it's not about respecting anything. You don't give a shit. If it doesn't affect you directly, people don't respect it. They're only going to respect William because William's my bitch. That's it. That's their whole mindset nowadays. Is they don't respect anybody else. So when you lose respect for life, you don't give a shit anymore. You know, and
I
that's
think
what it's become.
I think evil is weak itself, so it preys upon the susceptible people in our society, which is kind of what we got going on about this, about the children and the elderly and such, or just like the mentally feeble or anything. And it's just
Wow,
sad.
that's deep, William.
It
That's deep.
Well,
it's
yeah,
just it's just sad though, you know, because like
people that commit,
I like being an asshole and disagreeing with another educated asshole or somebody that can actually use their mind.
and
But then that
that's
goes
why
into
I say,
that goes into the philosophical thing of like we're living as like the 1% and 2% of society because we can function at that level of intelligence. Like, the fuck are we doing?
but see, that's why I tell people.
Why
That's
aren't we
why I
making
tell
it
people.
better?
That's why you always hear me tell you, you got to do it for your goddamn selves. That's me. Don't rely on other people. Criminals look for victims.
I'm a
Criminals
lazy
look for
bastard,
victims.
Roy.
That's the problem.
I'm not
Criminals
looking
look
for a
for
victim.
victims.
I'm lazy.
If you don't carry yourself like a victim, your chance of becoming a victim is slim to none because you're not putting yourself out there as a victim. It's these people that want to portray themselves as victim that become the criminals' targets. Like if you want to walk down the street with your head down in the middle of the night, then you're asking to be a victim. You walk down the street in the middle of the night with your head up, shoulders back, looking confident. You're not going to be that victim. That's the thing where
So,
I tell people take responsibility and don't become the victim that a criminal looks for. And
so,
take whatever means you have to protect yourself. If that means owning a firearm and learning how to use it and carrying it, then do that because you got to have a great equal. There has to be something greater or equal there to protect you from the evil people. And if it takes you owning a gun, learning how to use a gun, to use it to protect yourself, then I suggest you do it because it's always better to preventative maintenance is always better than waiting till after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
so,
So
so, William, I have a question for you. Um, do you believe in good and evil?
Yeah, because I believe in a yin and a yang theory. Like my whole thing is, I think a balance of life, like more of an Eastern Asian influence, kind of like a Hindu. Not.
Because you made a comment earlier about evil and stuff like. So, I was just curious, really, to
Yeah,
understand it.
I do. I think there's people that are genuine. I think there's a balance. So I think there's like genuinely good people in this world, and I think there's genuinely bad people. So I think there's good and evil.
I believe totally the opposite. I think everybody has the
You're the
ability.
creator of your own destiny,
Everybody
Roy. I know.
everybody has the ability to be an evil person, and
I get you.
everybody does. And we
I
all
get
have
you.
we all have evil tendencies. So I don't believe in that's a good and a bad thing. No, I think we all have it in us to be the bad guy if that's what we choose to do. It's all personal choice.
I
You know,
admit
it's
my
my personal
flaws.
it's my personal choice to go out and rape women if that's what I wanted to do. But I choose not to go out and rape women. So it's everybody has it in them. It's just how you were raised, your moral system, all that shit.
So
So I
then
don't.
everybody. So here's the thing. Then that's where I go back to say when somebody says about doing work, and don't worry, we're not going to get into work conversation. Everybody can turn on an app and get in their car and be there for hours. Everybody can't make the money I make, though, Roy. Now, you and I will disagree on that, just like we'll disagree on this. Like, I think there's genuinely evil people out there. Like, here's my
Yeah, but
point.
you can also.
Once
I
you've
can also
made,
make the argument that every evil person has done something great in their life and done something good for
Yeah,
somebody else.
of
I
course
can
it
make that argument.
if you need to pick on somebody like a child or an elderly person, I think you're evil and I think you're weak.
But you can make the same argument. You can say even an evil person has done something good in their life. So it just depends on what you choose to do. It's a personal choice.
I don't doubt it, and I doubt a good person has done something bad in their life. I don't necessarily say they have done something evil, though.
Shit, what have I caused?
Well, it depends on
You
what you
know,
consider
there's a
evil. What do
difference.
you
There's a
consider
difference,
evil?
but in my opinion, there's a difference between doing something bad and doing something evil.
Well, what do you consider evil?
Evil would be genuinely like hurting an older person or a younger person. I mean, that's without me having to go off subject. That's something I believe in. If you cause hurt, inflict pain, damage on an older or a younger person, than you. And I don't mean like come on. And we're not going to get in the conversation of about a 16-year-old getting a 17-year-old pregnant or a 18-year-old getting a 17-year-old pregnant. We'll stick to what I'm saying. If you cause physical harm, like you steal an old person's like life savings, you're an evil person,
So, William, are you religious?
I was raised in Catholicism. As far as now, like I said, I believe in more of a yin and a yang
So,
balance.
you're
Like I
more
think when we're dead, we're gone. I think our consciousness is gone. I think our energy may join some kind of balance. I don't think I'm coming back as a slug.
a slog.
And I reference Catholicism a lot because it's great, because I think it's a handbook for how you can live life.
I'm not coming back as
Like
a
I got
slug.
it, like I got invited to some,
I'm not coming back as a slug.
yeah, like I got invited to something recently, and I used the pit. I used the Darius's lion pit as a reference to give my answer back, essentially letting that person know I thought it was a lion's pit and that I wasn't David, and I can't stand blameless in front of my Lord. I mean, I guess that goes with the Roy saying. Like, Roy, don't get me wrong. You've heard me say I make mistakes. I have the ability to do bad things. But genuinely, Roy, yeah, I don't think I got the ability to do evil things. I really don't.
We all have it. It just
I know,
depends on.
Roy. I know, Roy.
It's like the whole thing in Texas. It's a shitstorm. If it comes together, and you never know. We all have the ability to be an evil person. We all have the ability to be a great person. It just depends on the situation. There may become a situation where you're starving, you're living on the street, you're starving. You see an old lady there, she has a purse. Boom, you go to get it because you need to feed yourself. You want to feed your family. Does it make you an evil person? No, because in my opinion, that wouldn't make you an evil person because you stole the old lady's purse. It means you're a desperate person. It means you're doing what you need to do to survive. Does that make you evil? No. But it fits your definition of doing something bad to an older person. You would consider that evil. I wouldn't consider it evil. I consider it circumstances came to a head that you had to do what you had to do to survive. Doesn't make you an evil person. May you made a bad choice. Doesn't make you an evil person. See what I'm saying?
I'm intrigued by Jim Jones. He came back as the guitar playing there.
You target old people, Roy. I'm kind of like how you feel about thieves. You target old people, man. Fuck you.
Well, you can believe that, but see, you're not in that circumstance where you're not in that circumstance. You not put yourself, or you're not in that circumstance where you have to feed.
We've had this discussion, Roy.
We've
had this discussion before. I've never lived in the car, but I've been homeless before and lived on people's couches, essentially. I've had to essentially either steal, beg, or hustle for some food. I've made my calls at those points, Roy. I know what's up. I get what you're saying. I just disagree. My man.
That's fine.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've caused a load of shit. I'm so sorry.
No, you didn't cause no shit.
We can agree to disagree. We're grown ass men. I'm not gonna like.
Roy and I have had much more subjects of disagreement. Trust me, this ain't shit.
But there's a lot of factors that boil into whether or not good, evil. There's just a lot of factors, and it just. And once again, it's all a personal perception of what you think.
And I think, in my opinion, the reason I think they're still responsible is I think they're responsible for all the choices that led them to that point in their life. And so, I do. Because it's just like you said, I think you still have to be the creator of your own destiny and take self-responsibility, even if they had like a harsh upbringing or like something extreme. There's a lot of people, and I don't know how it is in the UK, but like if you're brought up in like the foster care, like you don't have parents or parents that are in jail or something, that's just a real hard thing to get away from. And I get that. I don't say that's not a factor in things, but you still have choices at points. You still have to be the creator of your own destiny at a point. And so I think even people that start out behind, I think all their choices in life that led up to them doing something that affected a younger or old person is in the whole factor of it, and that's why I shouldn't, because I label them and I generalize them, Roy. But I do.
Well, that's the thing.
Maybe I'll
Like I said,
change.
it all boils down to your situation. Like, yes, I'm a big ass guy. I could very easily take from a young guy the same as I could take from an old guy. I was homeless, eating out of garbage cans. So could it have been easier to just steal somebody's purse? Could have been easier to just beat somebody up and take their wallet? Of course. But me
Yeah.
as me as the person made the personal decision not to do that. So it just, like I said, it just comes down to you and the type of person you are, how you were raised, and
As an
that's what it boils down
individual.
to. But until you're actually put in that situation, you don't know what how evil of a person you could be until it comes time. You might be the greatest person in the world, William, but somebody does something to your mom. Guess what? You're pulling out fingernails. You're poking his fucking eyeballs out. You're fucking cutting his fucking neck, throat. That would be considered to some people an evil person. But to you, that's, hey, you fucked with the wrong person. Doesn't make me evil. I'm taking back what you took from my mom. You see what I'm saying? So there are so many circumstances in which that shit comes around, which is it just depends on your circumstances. I can't say that if you did that to some guy that did that to your mom, I would never consider you an evil person. But the guy standing next to him, dude, he did something super evil. He should have never did that to that person. No, you did what you felt you had to do at the time that the circumstances called for. Did it make you an evil person? No, you've been a great person your whole life. You made a decision because the circumstances put you in that decision, put you in those circumstances to make you look evil, even though you're not an evil person. See what I'm saying? So it just all boils down to how you
It's
handle your personal
it's self
situation.
more it's self moralism, self
Yeah,
moralistic, which is something
yeah,
I've always preached. You're right,
yeah.
Roy. I got it. I got it. It makes complete sense.
Honourable.
It makes me think too, you know. But at the same time, like that's part of self moralism. You have your own code. You have your own good and evil, and you just that's why I say I need to work on, I guess, my labels or my thing of that, not my determination of one or the other. But he's right. I've always pointed that out in different things. And again, I'm not going to bring up work to say it, but that was, I think, what it was. It was just like, it's like opinions, that everybody's got their own opinions, that everybody has their own morals. So I hate a lot of time when people bring their morals into it. But I hate at the same time when people just coin little phrases like facts don't care about your feelings, because I've done that before and said that, because you can't just say that
For real.
outright like that. You just have to say like, no, like, but you can't be unrealistic either. Like, I won't bring up any other issues to do it. We'll just stick with what we've already got.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best. Right.
I just hope Roy took a short break from us.
I hope I haven't stirred anything up tonight. I just, oh God.
No, we haven't talked about work. This was so fun, and we actually had people tonight too. That was cool.
Oh, that's good. I
Oh
really
yeah, what time is it there, Emma? Go ahead, tell us what time is it there.
I need to go to bed. It's like gone 4 o'clock in the morning.
It is 4 a.m. Oh my lord.
But I needed to come on and see Roy because I think he's amazing, and I've really enjoyed tonight. And I'm sorry if I've stirred up any from it.
No, you didn't stir up anything, and this is why I have these open forums, and I don't discuss work on my things, because there's more important things in life that we need to concern ourselves with just work, and because there's plenty of channels you can watch work. Thank you. There's plenty of channels we can watch about work, but it takes
Yeah.
special people. It takes other special people to talk about shit other than work and shit that really affects us. Work doesn't affect everybody. These are issues that we talk about that affect us personally, and that's where I like my discussions, because we're talking about real shit. Who gives a shit about how much I made on DoorDash today or tomorrow? What's affecting my life now? My ability to protect myself at risk, your ability to protect yourselves at risk. These are shit. That shit's important, and that's the real life shit. Because, like I said, if you're unable to protect yourself, doesn't matter what you make. If somebody can just come and take it whenever they want. So these are issues that I think, or I find more important than to talk about work. So.
Do you know what, Roy? I've really enjoyed tonight, and thank you for letting me on your panel.
Hey, no, I'm glad you came in.
Yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed it. I'll pop in again at some other point.
Yeah. Well, I do them every time. I'll probably do one on Wednesday. I took Wednesday off because it's my birthday. So I'll probably do another one on Wednesday.
It's your birthday. It's
Yeah.
your birthday.
Yeah. Old man, turning old. So.
Oh God, yeah. So I'm getting old too. But
I'm turning the
Is
new.
this the hill?
I'm turning the new 40 on Wednesday. So this will be the new 40.
40.
Is this the hill, Roy?
No,
Roy, you're at the
50.
top now.
I'm
Nice.
turning 50 years old on Wednesday.
I'm 51. I'm 51. So.
Yep, I'll be a half a century old on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm 51, so I get you.
So mom's old enough; she doesn't have to do anything, but the son's definitely doing something special for dad that day, right?
I don't know. I don't expect shit like that. That's not something I expect. I don't.
No.
Well,
Roy, I mean, like a good
first of
sandwich
all,
or something, Roy.
My father passed away on my birthday, so it's not. It's one of those things. Like.
Yeah, it's a mixed feeling.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'd rather celebrate my dad's life than mine.
Yeah.
Got you.
Like I've got muscular dystrophy, so literally week by week my muscles waste away. You see my walking stick?
Nice.
Your pimp cane.
Thanks, T.
My pimp cane, baby, you know it. So yeah, I understand a lot of things, but yeah, love you all.
But it's good to talk to somebody from a different country as well, because like you say, you just get like secondhand information and you're not getting the full thing, and so this gives us a great opportunity to say, hey, share with somebody that's real facts, the real stuff that's going on, instead of just watching whatever the BBC wants to put on TV. You know what I'm saying? So
even not just the stuff that the BBC wants to put on TV, even just entertainment in general, stuff that's classified as like good pieces of cinema or something. That's why I brought cinema up earlier. I used to watch a lot of foreign cinema, but it's still entertainment. It's still entertainment. It's still just as bad as TV.
She's sitting there across the country. She's looking at the news, and she doesn't even understand what's really happening. And now she has the opportunity to, now I know where I can go look up the research that I need to learn the facts about stuff. See, so that's awesome. That's why I love people that come to this room, because they're open-minded. They're willing to listen and learn other things and be willing to look up the facts. They're not just influenced by whatever they see on TV. They're actually
that's what I'm saying. They need to talk to people like you, Roy, not me. They need to talk to people like you.
No, I need to talk to both of you. You know, there's different and the chat as well, to be fair. I really appreciated everything that everyone has said tonight. I've been soaking it in like a sponge.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can't listen. It does no good to listen to one person. Yeah, you can listen to Roy all day long, but there's other opinions out there that may have something different from me that you could take from a situation. So I'm always open. That's why I allow people to come in here and say what they need to say or say what they want to say, because I'm not above learning. Like, I'm not Mr. Perfect. I'm not above learning shit. So, I'm always open to listen to what other people have to say and absorb it. And if it's something that catches my interest, or I'm really like, well, fuck, let me look into that, then it gives me something to research my.
I know you do, Roy, which is why I've latched onto your channel, and I named your tarantula.
Which one?
Oh, come on.
I got 5 of them. I'll name
your newest one you bought. Do you not remember?
Oh, the Mexican one, the Mexican blonde one. That was the newest one.
Do you not remember when you got the donation? And I went, you got a name. Oh, come on, guy.
But I appreciate everybody coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. We've been on for over 2 hours, so I'm sure everybody wants to go to bed and get their sleep on, or work, or play, or whatever. So, but I appreciate everybody coming in here as usual.
I gotta call my mom, bro. What are you talking about?
Look, so now, like I said, I'll probably do one on Wednesday, the birthday. I'll do a birthday stream. Yeah.
What
No,
time
all
is
that
it
good stuff.
over there, Roy?
What?
What time is it over there?
Right now it's 8:15 in the evening.
Oh God.
It's 10:12 p.m. where I am, but I have to call my mom, which is just south of Roy, so it'll be 8:12 p.m. when I call there. So everybody have a good night. I'm gonna
It's
call
All right,
mom.
man.
No
12
bullshit.
Thanks for coming in, everybody. I
morning,
appreciate it.
UK. Bye.
All right, you guys have a great night. Thanks, everybody.